That's beautiful. You said something about back in university days, which I want to make it as a segue to this question about your first crypto experience. Let me start with mine. I want this to be a bit interactive because I'm trying to improve. I have had
Yeah.
two. So the first one, I noticed I was asking the question, just question. So I want to bring in a bit of my experience to maybe lead you into yours. And this is that my first
Yeah.
crypto experience was in 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021? Then Bitcoin was at $6,000. $6,000.
Wow.
So I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
2020 or 2021. $6,000. And was it six? Yeah, 6,000. No, before then it was $6,000, but at a specific price. This
Yeah.
price, I think it was 11 or 13,000. I decided to go into crypto, and guess what I did? I went straight to Udemy, then bought courses
Yeah.
on.
But
I bought,
yeah.
bought courses on what's it called? Not even how to invest in crypto. I bought courses on mining, crypto mining. I did
Mm,
a crypto
mm,
mining course for close to 2 months, and at this time, crypto was like
wow.
18,000. Sorry, Bitcoin was at $18,000. Now, this is what happened. At
Wow.
$18,000, I was like, wait, I am missing out on something. I called a friend. At this point, Bitcoin was maybe 20, 21. I remember that day. I called a friend and I told him, I have I think I had maybe $500 then. I just want to put it into crypto. How do I go about it? Then this guy summarized what I had been learning for 3 months in 20 minutes. Go to Binance. We had a WhatsApp call.
Good day.
Yeah, his name is Steven actually, in case he's watching this. So we had this WhatsApp call. He taught me everything about crypto. And at 28 or 20 something, I bought Bitcoin. Fortunately that year,
Wow.
Fortunately that year, Bitcoin jumped to 50. By December, I think. I just forgot my money there. December, Bitcoin jumped to 50 something. And that was my introduction. So my introduction was kind of sweet. Although I wish I had invested earlier, but it was sweet.
Yeah.
And that was what even brought me to you in terms of all these seminars you've had with us, the
Yeah.
Zoom calls, everything. And I kept on learning all these. Then I got to know about all these is it, do we call it altcoins, right? Altcoins and
Altcoins.
other things, and
Yeah.
I went deep into them. Now the question is, what's yours like? When did you first know about crypto? What's that?
I think with everything that comes to my story is chaos. There's always chaos in every of my story. So it like under it like underlines
Mm.
what I would call the outline of my story.
Oh.
So my first interaction with crypto is quite ironic because I like um Bitcoin started after the whole financial crisis.
Okay.
I got into it in 2010, just 2 years after the whole
Oh,
financial crisis
that's a lot.
and
That's a
everything.
long time ago.
Though, like, it had indirect effect on our economy.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2011, I was in 200 level. I was just this kid that was a little bit tech proficient.
Yeah.
So I got into playing a game. It was Monkey Jump or something like that. So I got into playing a game, and they were rewarding us with Bitcoin.
Oh.
But the challenge then was I had no technical understanding of the whole technology. Like I had
Mm-hmm.
no understanding. So I think over the course of playing that game, I think I made like a Bitcoin and a half. But the irony of this whole story is there's chaos behind it because till today I can't find those Bitcoins because I didn't save the keys to that wallet because I didn't have the keys
Mm.
to that wallet. I think I was just stupidly playing the game. It was Monkey something, I can't remember. But there was Monkey to the name of the game. So that came and went. Like that episode just went like that. I didn't even know the price of the asset I was getting. I think Bitcoin was around, if I'm not mistaken, Bitcoin was around $120 that time. I'm not
Oh
so sure.
God.
I might
Oh
need to check the
God.
chat. So, so 2011, yes, I'm not so sure, but I think Bitcoin was at that
At
ridiculous
that
amount.
price,
And I'm
damn.
talking, like I'm talking of the era when naira to the dollar, like I would still need to check the figures. This is a spontaneous podcast for those that are watching, so I didn't get time to check all of this. So, but if I'm not mistaken, the naira to the dollar then was something between the region of 100 to 200 and something. I'm not so sure because I'm not so sure, but 100 to 200 or 300.
You're right. You're
So
right.
like
You're right.
you can see like how you can see how significant that stack of Bitcoin would have been
It would
if I
have
had kept
been.
it or had access to those wallets now. So that episode went. Then 20 20 2009. Sorry, no, not 2009. 2019.
Okay.
I now got full time into freelancing. Like I was a
Okay.
freelance copywriter. I was trying to
Yeah.
get gigs.
Yeah.
So fortunately for me, I at that particular point in time, I got a loan from my mom. I got 400,000 naira. I don't know the amount. I can't really remember the equivalence in dollars. I got a 400,000 naira loan from my mom, and I started trading the stock exchange, Nigerian stock exchange,
Okay.
because
Okay.
I was trying to get a new source of income. I was trying to just make out something for myself. So fortunately enough for me, I was able to turn that 400 Nigerian naira. I was able to turn it to 700,000 naira.
1,000 naira.
So, but yeah, coincidentally, at that particular period in time, I met a client on Upwork. I was a freelancer on Upwork then. I met a client on Upwork that wanted me to write an article for him for a ridiculous amount of money. Like for those that have been in Upwork for a very long while, you will know that getting someone to pay you as high as $50 for an article is a lot of money
It's
then.
a huge
So
one.
this guy
It
was willing
is.
to pay me. Yeah, this guy was willing to pay me $300 for an article I would have done for $50. What was the article all about? The article was for me to write about cryptocurrency markets. I was like,
White paper.
wow. So I was like, for this guy to be willing to pay me this amount of money for this job that I could have done for way lesser, it must mean that whatever he is doing, there's a lot of money in it. So I got very curious. I'm like, oh, I've heard about this Bitcoin before. I've played games that gave me this Bitcoin before. So why wasn't I paying attention to it? So I just decided I dived into the rabbit hole. I started aggressive research. Along the line, I bought a course. I bought a course from Chris Annie. The guy is a very influential
Oh, I know this guy.
Web3
This
guy
black
in
guy.
the
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
know him. He has a school. He has a school.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So very cool guy, very cool guy. I bought a course from him. I got into his community. I started to understand the intricacy of the whole blockchain ecosystem. And I was fortunate enough to merge those two industries together, my freelance copywriting and cryptocurrency. So I was kind of trying to find a middle ground for the both of them. Like now I started now writing for cryptocurrency companies. Like I was producing articles for them. And to be sincere with you, they were paying me money that was not reasonable. Let's be sincere. And it coincided like the timing was right in the sense that they were preparing for the mother of all bull runs. We don't know what will happen in this present cycle, but they were preparing for the mother of all bull runs. I work for a company that paid me $3,000 for just a time job, like one time contract. Like it was that crazy. So it spiked my interest. I was making money. I was learning. I was using that money, like the money I made from the industry. I was trying to use it to make more. I was trying to flip stuff. So it became very chaotic very fast because it was the 700K I made from the Nigerian stock exchange I now brought
Brought
back into
into
the
crypto.
industry with the money I was exactly like with the money I was making from my clients. Like I was living with that cash. So I discovered, oh, I can make this a full-time career. I can actually do something in Web3. Like so though the timing was very important, timing, which was 2019, 2020, like you rightly mentioned, when you bought, like you'll be surprised that you've made more than 70% of people that got into crypto at the wrong time.
Yeah, of
Because
course, of course.
Yeah, you probably made a $500 investment
Mm-hmm.
that became more than
Way
$1,000,
more, way
and
more. Mm-hmm.
way more than $1,000. And I can assure you that less than 50% of traders make actual money in this industry. I must be very sincere with you.
Wow.
And the issue is usually with the first issue I had. I was just playing a game. I didn't understand the technicalities. I didn't take time to understand it. Even when I didn't understand, I could have taken time out of my not so busy schedule because I was a student. I wasn't a first class student by any standard. So I could have taken that time to understand what cryptocurrency was, what Bitcoin was, and all of that. And it would have panned out very well for me then. It would have panned out excellently for me then. But I didn't do that. But I was fortunate enough to do that in 2020, 2019, 2020. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to make matters worse, there was COVID-19. Everybody was sitting at
Of
home.
course.
Everybody
Of course.
was trying to make money online. So
Yeah, that was what
I think that was one
instigated me
of
too.
the yeah. I, I think that was one of the most important factor that made that journey for most people at that particular time a very profitable one. So yeah, I think that's my whole journey into Web3 as well. You can
Mm,
see how chaotic
that's
the whole
crazy.